Hi, and welcome to Quirky Books with Katie. Today we're going to be talking about Gayle Forman's newest novel, Just One Day. This book actually I think just came out like a week or two ago, but I know many of you guys have probably read her other novels, If I Stay and Where She Went. And you know as well as anybody that those are complete tearjerkers and you cannot read it without sobbing your brains out. But this book kind of has a different tone. It is about this girl named Allison, and for her senior trip, her parents offer to take her on a trip of Europe. And while they're in England on the last night, she sees the play The 12th Night, and she meets this actor named Willem. And he asked her to go to Paris with him for just one day. That is also the name of the book, and it's actually not just like, oh, we need to put this in the book. Just one day, the phrase is repeated throughout the book. And then while the day in Paris, Allison discovers this different side of herself, and she's doing all these weird things, and she tours the city, but she wakes up the next morning and Willem is gone. And she goes home heartbroken, and she's kind of doesn't really know what to do with herself. So now we're going to talk about Allison's character. I felt like I could really relate to her in a lot of ways because, like, she didn't really know who she was or what she was doing with her life, and it kind of poses a question of, like, who determines who you are and how do you determine who you are. The only thing I didn't like about her, though, is after the trip to Paris, she goes off to college, and she's just depressed until, I think, like, April of that year. And it's just like, Allison, it was a guy. Just a guy. Get off your butt and go do something. Because she would literally just sit there and she was like failing all her classes and she would just feel sorry for herself and she's just like, oh, it's not because of him. It's not because of him, but it obviously was because of him, if you know what I mean. And then there is Willem, the guy that she meets. I actually, for the day that they were together, I kind of liked him, but then I was kind of just like, if some random stranger came up to me on a train and said, hey, want to go to Paris for a day? I probably wouldn't say, sure, let's go. Because you never know what type of weird, creepy people there are out there. And I don't understand why she was so surprised when she woke up the next day and he wasn't there. It's not like they're going to stay together forever and live happily ever after and ride off into the sunset on their unicorn. I mean, it was just weird. Another person that really annoyed me was Melanie, her so-called best friend. And her best friend would just come in and out after a while, and she was also just really annoying. And overall, I don't really know what rating to give this book. Because there were some parts, like the beginning and the end, were just flawless. Like, I was sitting there just thinking, and I was just like, whoa, like, what did I just read? I had to put the book down and think. But the middle was kind of boring because it was just her kind of sitting in her college dorm moping about how unhappy she was and stuff like that. It's like, go off, get off your butt, and make yourself happy. I did like Dee's character, though. He was a guy that she met while in college, and he was very funny. And so overall for this book, I usually try and like coin a phrase to it or something, and I would say many different feelings because there were some moments that were amazing and others, like the middle, I just wish the middle was better because it, like, if it was like the beginning and the end, it probably would have ended up being one of my favorite books because I take notes when I read, and on page 30 I already say, I love it, and then in the middle, it's kind of just like this random detour. So, overall, very good book. If you liked If I Stay and Where She Went, you should definitely pick this up. So, thanks for watching, and be sure to like this video, and I want to know what you guys thought of it. So, if you have read this, comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. So, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel.